Millions of people all around the world devote their free time to watching and cheering for their favorite football teams. Fans, players, and coaches may all find something to love about the game. However, with happiness comes sadness, and there may have been many devastating moments in football history. Tragic, heartbreaking, and hopeless times for fans. Hello and welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we'll be discussing the most heartbreaking moments in football history. Intense feelings and high stakes competitiveness make football a potentially devastating sport. Players put up maximum effort, both in terms of physical exertion and mental concentration, in pursuit of victory. Every game is crucial, as it can affect the course of a season for one club or the other. In football, tragedy can strike at any time, whether it be due to a wasted opportunity, a vital injury, a disputed call, or an unexpected loss. These situations can be particularly trying for athletes who have devoted their lives to their sport and who have invested everything they are into a single competition. Losing a championship game is devastating, especially after putting in so much effort to get there. Both the players and the spectators put a lot of heart and soul into their teams, so falling short of the championship is a crushing disappointment. It might be tough for many athletes to face the possibility that they would never have another shot at a big championship. The sport's tragic nature is reflected in the prevalence of injuries. Injuries to players can sideline them for long stretches of time, and in the worst situations, they can even be career-ending. When one player is hurt, it might affect the rest of the team, and the coach may have to make some tough calls about who to play and how to play. The catastrophic air accident in Munich. Tragic events of February 6, 1958 sent shockwaves through the football community. The champions of the English Premier League, Manchester United, were on their way back to their hotel after playing Red Star Belgrade in a match for the European Cup when the team's jet crashed when it was refueling in Munich. 8 of the team's players were among the 23 people who lost their lives. Shockwaves could be felt all around the world as a result of the occurrence and the following reportage of it. The entire footballing community came together in their shared sorrow, and it was clear that Manchester United would never be the same again. It was not until after some time that passed that the squad was able to recover and once again be ranked among Europe's best. The ultimate game of the UEFA Championship in 1999. The 1999 UEFA Champions League final between Bayern Munich and Manchester United was widely considered to be one of the most stressful games in the entire history of football. After Bayern Munich scored so quickly, it appeared as though Manchester United was going to end up on the losing end of the match. However, in the final few minutes of the match, United scored twice to ensure that they would win and complete the treble. The victory earned by Manchester United was of mammoth proportions, but the loss suffered by Bayern Munich was of a catastrophic nature. When taking into account how much control they had over the game for the majority of the duration of the contest, it was a difficult outcome to accept. The defeat that Bayern Munich suffered in the Champions League final in 1999 will likely always be regarded as one of the club's most heartbreaking defeats. Competition for the World Cup of FIFA in 2014 semi-final. In the semi-final of the 2014 FIFA World Cup, Brazil and Germany played each other. The game included one of the most jaw-dropping moments in history of football. Due to the fact that Brazil was hosting the competition, the country's chances of winning were significantly increased. But Germany had other plans, and they ended up winning the game 7-1, which stunned everyone in the world of football. The result left Brazil's supporters in a state of disbelief that several of them broke down and cried. It was the most humiliating loss in the history of Brazilian football. The team will never forget it. For a number of years after the setback, Brazilian football was unable to restore to its previous level. The final of the UEFA Champions League in 2005 matchup. One of the most impressive comebacks in sports history took place as Liverpool battled back to beat AC Milan in the final of the UEFA Champions League in 2005. When AC Milan had a 3-0 lead at the end of the first half, the match appeared to have been decided already. Extra time was required because of Liverpool's incredible comeback in the second half, which included the scoring of 3 goals. The game was decided by penalties, much to the disappointment of AC Milan and its supporters. Liverpool came out on top. It was not until many years later that AC Milan was able to overcome that loss and win the Champions League once more. If you want to hear more updates regarding football, subscribe to our channel. Turn on notifications. This way you'll be up to date and receive notifications whenever we add new content. Final game of the FIFA World Cup for this year. The nail-biting match between France and Croatia in the final of the 2018 FIFA World Cup is certain to be remembered for many years to come. Despite being predicted to finish further down in the tournament, Croatia made it all the way to the finals. France, on the other hand, proved to be too powerful for Croatia, and they emerged victorious with a score of 4-2 in their favor. The outcome was devastating for Croatia and their fans, who had believed their country would make history by becoming the first Balkan nation to win the World Cup. Despite the fact that they were defeated in the championship game, the Croatian squad was accorded a hero's welcome upon their return to their country because of their incredible run to the final. The final game of the World Cup in 2006, according to FIFA. The headbutt that Zinedine Zidane delivered during France's match against Italy in the final of the 2006 FIFA World Cup will be remembered for a very long time. In a match that was extremely tight all the way through, both teams had played their absolute best and given everything they had to try and come out on top. However, in the 110th minute, Zidane received a red card for a headbutt that he delivered to Marco Materazzi. France, which had been doing well and had a chance to win the game prior to the occurrence, felt a significant loss as a result of the tragedy. Zidane was one of their most talented players, and after he left the game, things were much harder for them. Zidane's headbutt is remembered as one of the game's most controversial moments, despite the fact that Italy went on to win the match. European Football Assembly 2012 Final. The 2012 UEFA Champions League final between Bayern Munich and Chelsea was widely regarded as one of the most exciting matches in the entire history of football. Bayern Munich was the dominant team, and they had several chances to score during the match, but they were eventually unable to do so. It took until the 83rd minute for Didier Drogba to get the equalizer for Chelsea, which forced extra time. Despite a continuing to exert a significant amount of control over the game, Bayern Munich was unable to reach the back of the net, which resulted in a penalty shootout. The penalty shootout ended with Chelsea victorious, much to the chagrin of Bayern Munich. The half-final round of the UEFA Champions League in the year 2013. Fans of football all over the world remember the dominant performance that Bayern Munich turned in against Barcelona in the semi-final of the 2013 UEFA Champions League. Bayern Munich eventually prevailed over Barcelona, a club that many years was considered to be one of the best in Europe. The footballing world was taken aback by Bayern Munich's aggregate triumph of 7-0, which rocked the competition. Due to Barcelona's long-standing dominance in European football, both the team and its fans were utterly saddened by the loss. The defeat suffered by Barcelona signified the end of an era for the club, and it would be several years before they were once again the dominant power in football. Any football team or player is susceptible to experiencing a tragic event at any time. These are the kinds of situations that have the potential to break the hearts of both coaches and players, as well as bring supporters to tears. However, these are the kinds of elements that give football its one-of-a-kind character. They bring up the full spectrum of emotions that can be elicited by football, both happy and negative, and cause us to appreciate victory all the more for what they are. We as football fans are aware that there will be heartbreaking defeats in addition to exhilarating successes. But regardless of the outcome, we will be there to cheer on our own sides. If you like the video, subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any video.